This spawn is underwhelming for the size of it, but with a proper lab it becomes decent. This is Iksupan, the city of gold. The spawn is accessed through Porthole, but you will need to make the key for it. You get this through doing the first mission of Galden and the City of Gold. My video covers the whole quest, but for the sake of hunting Ix, all you need is the key, which is quite simple to get. You will need a pick and 5 nails, gather the 3 pieces spread across Tibia, and then use it on a pillar in Porthole to get teleported to Iksupan. This spawn consists of 3 massive floors, but unfortunately a lot of it is not viable for hunting, mostly because of the 2 square long paths and low density, which is unfortunate because the creatures do have a high potential. Here you will encounter mainly 3 types of Hicks with cursed apes. They have a great HP to XP ratio and their loot is quite good, since most of it comes in gems. And just recently they got some of their gold coin drops transformed into platinum coins, and now it's even better. On this video I will be covering it with an EK and RP. I have my recordings ready to go before the recent boss, so I had to go back with the RP and try it again to compare, but for the EK I wasn't able to since I have sold that character. My level recommendation for the EK is 150. This is essential for the Unrest spell. Without it, this is far worse for an EK, since one of the main creatures is ranged. Good skills are preferred, but it's more important to have tier 3 imbuements, because even though they're kind of weak in HP, their damage is not low, which by the way is mainly physical with a tiny bit of death, so gear up with as much physical protection you have. For the lab, start at -2 at this lobby, and then next up you can do this optional pull to the northeast with around 5 to 7 creatures. Then go backwards to take the stairs north, do a quick pull in the passage, and then into the big room you can do another one close to the north to grab the creatures from there as well. Now go backwards and into -3. On this floor you start by going northeast into this room while luring the creatures on the way. After this you go northwest, and if you leave open the door in the room south, then sometimes you will have 3 to 4 creatures on the passage. That is okay to do as a pull, otherwise lure them into the open area northwest. Then go south and lure the creatures on the way into the room, and you will do 2 pulls in each room. Here you will encounter 1 gold chest that you can open every 24 hours, for a random reward going from gold nuggets to gold ingots. There is 5 chests in Iksupan that you could run through and grab the rewards after your hunt. 2 of them are part of the lab, and the others are spread out, but for now keep going east. And this pull you actually want to do it inside the room closer to the campfire, as that way you have a chance of summoning the Iksupan and the ahpututu for bestiary, which I will show on the Paladin section. Next up, go upstairs and do the pull here. Sometimes there will be creatures you can lure from the south, but it's often a waste of time to do that, so just do that pull and do a quick one in the room to the left. This one is usually just for creatures, but it's better to do it and then move forward to the north after that. Here you get a pretty decent pull with another gold chest to open, and with that you go back to the lobby doing a pull in between the passage. With that you will be back to the start and now restart the lab. Hunting like this with an EK, my raw experience was of over 1.4kk raw, but this is a pretty high skills character for the level, so I will estimate more of 1.2kk raw with average skills. As for the profit, I was doing around 150k an hour before the recent buff. Now moving on to the Paladin, the lab is the same, but it's less efficient because of the ranged creatures. So for example, on the pool north of the stairs from the lobby, once you get to this room, you want to stand in the corners so that the creatures group up better for your attacks, which by the way, 2 of them are 5% weak to ice, and the other 2 are neutral, so you want to use avalanches for this hunt. And the pool I said was optional to the northeast, I do not recommend on the Paladin. Instead, just go back down to -3 and follow the lab. With the pool that was inside the passages sometimes, this time just lure it forward and connect it with the northwest. Something like that, I was doing around 1.1kk raw XP, with barely 50k an hour of profit, but that was before the recent buff. Now my profit was up to around the same I did before with the EK before the buff, of 150k an hour, which should put the EK on at least 300k. The difference is simply because of the cost of diamond arrows, can't do anything about that. However, there is 2 more sources of profit. These 6 have a very rare chance of dropping a piece of the broken Ix set. The full set of helmets to boots is needed to get the first add-on of the ancient Ocar of it, and although it is a very rare drop, these pieces go from between 500k to at least 2kk in the case of the armor. The second source of profit might be introduced soon, and that will be a demand for the gold brocade cloth. This is because at least at the making of this video, and inside of the test server for the upcoming Vocation of the Monk, these are needed for the feast fighting imbuement. So if you hunt here before that, I will not sell them to the NPC and hold on to them, but please be aware that it could change the requirement before it hits the live servers. Additionally, for some reason, with my Paladin the chances of summoning the ahpututus were pretty high, where I got 2 back to back. The way this happens is by killing Ix near the campfire. It will then trigger 5 Shuskarans to spawn, Keep in mind they spawn in the same square, so it might look like just one at the start, and you will have 15 seconds to kill all 5 to get the ahpututu to respawn. Killing 5 of these gives you 50 charm points, making it one of the easiest charm points you can get. Lastly, because this is a part of a quest, you can also include the mini boss Ahau at the end of your hunts. This boss can be solo at these levels, but it can also kill you. It does high fire damage with earth attacks as well. I will use a magma amulet to the very least, and with ARP, if you kite in the room, don't step on the lava on the sides, that will spread through the different phases of Ahau, as that does 500 fire damage each step. As for the EK, you need to avoid getting hit with the fire beam while you do it, but even then you can still die. I was being careful and using health pots actively, and I still died to a crazy combo, which could have been unlucky, so maybe kite a bit when there is curses with Ahau to avoid that happening. This boss drops the broken X sets with a higher chance than the regular monsters, and it also takes 60 kills for bestiary, so it's a decent boss to farm. With that said, that's all I got for this video. If you want more options to hunt for paladins or knights, check out more of my guides in this playlist. Thank you for watching and consider subscribing.